Welcome to Malifaux University. 101. What you will need and what makes Malifaux special. In this video, we discuss what you will need to play Malifaux and what makes Malifaux special and distinct from other miniature warfare games. First, you need a copy of the rulebook. You can download the core rules from the link in the video notes, which takes you to the Wyrd Games website. For an even richer experience, you should obtain a physical copy of the full rulebook from your friendly local game store for more than 30 pages of lore, history, and maps which provide valuable background knowledge of the world of Malifaux in addition to the rules. The playing area. Unless you're playing a unique scenario, a game of Malifaux is always played on a 3-foot by 3-foot playing area. No matter how large or small your crew, the playing area remains the same. If you have the time and resources, you can make a custom table like this one. Some companies make plastic tiles like these that can be arranged in different ways, while others make mats with different imagery to resemble city streets, swampy forests, or sandy wastelands. Some are like mouse pad material, while others are more like banner canvas. If you're using a larger mat brought in from another game, make sure you clearly mark the 3-foot by 3-foot borders with tape, markers, or terrain so no one gets confused. The good news is, you don't need any of these. When you're first starting out, you can just put some painter's tape on your dining room table to delineate the edges, and you're good to go. Terrain. One of the great features of any miniature warfare game is the immersive atmosphere that the models and playing area create. One major aspect of this atmosphere is terrain. Terrain includes the buildings, trees, fences, ponds, pools of toxic slime, graveyards, and other pieces of construction that will affect how your models interact with one another. Wyrd makes the Wyrdscapes line of terrain that is durable, detailed, and fits the theme of Malifaux perfectly. There are many other companies that make terrain out of cardstock, MDF board, plastic, resin, and other materials. When you're just starting out, your best bet is to play in your friendly local game store and use their terrain when possible. If you're playing at home, you can make 2D terrain like forests, fogs, and lakes out of felt, construction paper, or even old compact discs. Stacks of books, sticky notes, and water bottles can also stand in for buildings. There's no need to break the bank on terrain when you're just getting started. Models. Malifaux is a 2-player game, and each player needs a set of models called a crew. Technically, you can each have a set of the same models, but it's more fun if you each use a different crew. Each starter box and core crew box has 4 to 7 models that approximately equal one another in terms of strategic strength and value. You can add more models to increase the size of your crew, as long as you and your opponent have crews that are nearly the same strength. More about this later. Each model also has a stat card that explains its abilities and powers. You can use physical cards, the Malifaux Crew Builder app, or a combination of both. If you buy new models, they'll come with their stat cards. If you're buying older models, or if your stat cards get updated, you can always find the current cards at the link in the notes below. Tape measure. The playing area of Malifaux is marked in feet and inches, and you'll need a way of measuring them. Most players use a small flexible tape measure. Small rulers or specialized game measuring sticks are also available. You may want to check out the tape measures used for making clothing, since they tend to be narrower and easier to fit into your hand. Large, heavy-duty tape measures from a hardware store are often too rigid and wide to be easily used and could damage a model if dropped during gameplay. While not required, I strongly encourage you to get a line-of-sight laser pointer like this one from Army Painter. You shine it down on the playing area to help determine line of sight, and it makes the game go much faster. Fate deck. You won't need dice to play Malifaux, but you will need a deck of cards. The elements of chance in this game are resolved by flipping cards from a deck, which means that sooner or later your luck will change, for the better or for the worse, as you go through the deck. Wyrd makes several different Fate decks emblazoned with artwork and the 4 suits of Malifaux: rams, tomes, masks, and crows. You can also use a regular deck of 54 playing cards, including the 2 jokers, and remember that rams are hearts, tomes are clubs, masks are diamonds, and crows are spades. Write that down on a sticky note and keep it by the playing area, and you're good to go. I'll take a brief moment now to thank all those who were patrons at the time this video was made, especially Sergey, Keith, Alan, Jeremy, Mikolai, Tom, and Travis, and many more at the free student tier. Your support is essential to bringing these videos to life. Let me emphasize again the importance of the Fate deck. This is the most significant feature of Malifaux gameplay mechanics. You have a deck of cards with limited numbers and suits, but you also have a hand of cards, usually 6. If you don't flip the card you need, you can usually cheat in a card from your hand, but usually so can your opponent. The encounters of Malifaux are another special quality of the game. Wiping your opponent off the table, or tabling him, usually will not win you the game. Before you play, you and your opponent choose or randomly select certain objectives that you both try to achieve. Some are common knowledge, but some remain secret until you reveal them. They might involve placing one of your models near one of your opponent's models. It might mean you need to place a special marker near different pieces of terrain. Or it might mean you need to take someone's head off. It's all part of the magic of Malifaux. The crews and characters of Malifaux also set this game apart from other miniature warfare and skirmish games. While other games may have dozens of copies of essentially the same model, your crew will not. Even when you have more than one model of the same name, each Malifaux model is unique and full of its own personality. The factions of Malifaux all have rich stories behind their motivations and histories which can guide and shape your choice of crews, modeling, and painting. Check out the Malifaux website, core rulebook, and the faction books for the exciting stories behind these crews and characters. One more awesome feature of Malifaux is Soulstones. These magical rocks let you strengthen your hand at the start of a turn, flip extra cards in a duel, make sure you hit a trick just right, and more. You'll always want to make sure you have a couple on hand for when you need them. Some players represent them with actual gemstones, while others use game pieces, decorative plastic gems, or even something as simple as circles on a piece of paper. There is no need to spend a lot of money before you start playing. That's what you will need, and what makes Malifaux special. Pick up a printable set of all the markers and tokens you need to play Malifaux in the Wargames Vault. If you haven't already, join our Patreon for early, ad-free access to all new content, and be sure to visit the Malifaux University gift shop for the latest in Malifaux-themed shirts, hoodies, drinkware, and more. Links are in the notes below. And remember, play friendly games, keep it simple, and have fun.